Good day, Grace Keepers. My name is Joe, and I welcome you to your daily dose of God. Yesterday, we read about Joseph's dreams and his brother's betrayal in Genesis 37. Today, we will continue with the story of Judah and Tamar in Genesis 38, and move on to Joseph's journey in Egypt in Genesis 39. Before we dive in, I want to let you know that Genesis 38 contains some content that might not be suitable for younger viewers. Because of this, I'll be summarizing this chapter instead of reading it word for word. I'll leave that up to the moms and dads to explain that chapter. I don't think that we really have children right now that watch our channel, but I rather err on the side of caution. And remember, we're still having our exciting Bible giveaway. I'm giving away 3 beautiful Bibles, similar to the one featured in our intro. For all the details, watch the giveaway video linked in the description below. All you gotta do is like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to participate and spread the word. Let's begin with a summary of Genesis 38. Judah, one of Joseph's brothers, separates from his family and marries a Canaanite woman. They have 3 sons, Onan, and Shelah. Judah arranges a marriage between his firstborn, and a woman named Tamar. However, is wicked and dies. Onan marries Tamar next, as is the tradition, but also dies because of his actions. Judah promises Tamar his youngest son, Shelah, but does not keep his promise. Tamar disguises herself and becomes pregnant by Judah. Judah acknowledges his fault, and Tamar gives birth to twins, Perez and Zerah. So there's a lot more to that chapter, but that pretty much sums it up. I don't think the details are necessary. We're going to move on to Genesis chapter 39, where we'll follow Joseph's journey in Egypt and his encounter with Potiphar's wife. Okay. Now Joseph had been taken down to Egypt. Potiphar, an Egyptian who was one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him there. The Lord was with Joseph, so that he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes and became his attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household, and he entrusted to his care everything he owned. From the time he put him in charge of his household and all that he owned, the Lord blessed the household of the Egyptian because of Joseph. The blessing of the Lord was on everything Potiphar had, both in the house and in the field. So Potiphar left everything he had in Joseph's care. With Joseph in charge, he did not concern himself with anything except the food he ate. Now Joseph was well-built and handsome, and after a while his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." But he refused. "With me in charge," he told her, "my master does not concern himself with anything in the house. Everything he owns, he has entrusted to my care. No one is greater in this house than I am. My master has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her, or even be with her. One day he went into the house to attend to his duties, and none of the household servants was inside. She caught him by his cloak and said, "Come to bed with me." But he left his cloak in her hand and ran out of the house. When she saw that he had left his cloak in her hand and had run out of the house, she called her household servants. "Look," she said to them, "this Hebrew has been brought to us to make sport of us. He came in here to sleep with me, but I screamed. When he heard me scream for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house." She kept his cloak beside her until his master came home. Then she told him this story. "That Hebrew slave you brought us came to me to make sport of me. But as soon as I screamed for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house." When his master heard the story his wife told him, saying, "This is how your slave treated me," he burned with anger. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. But while Joseph was there in prison, the Lord was with him. He showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warden. So the warden put Joseph in charge of all those held in the prison, and he was made responsible for all that was done there. The warden paid no attention to anything under Joseph's care, because the Lord was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. I'm sorry, I know that one was a little squirrely, but it wasn't quite as bad as the chapter before, so hopefully I didn't offend anybody. Tomorrow we'll continue with Genesis 40, where we'll see Joseph's time in prison and the dreams of Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker. Make sure to tune in. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to check out the Bible giveaway video in the description and participate for a chance to win. Please like, share, and subscribe today to stay updated with our daily readings, and I'll see you tomorrow for another enlightening episode. Questions or comments? Leave them in the comments section below, and share Jesus everywhere you go. And I'll see you here tomorrow for another dose. Peace and blessings.